I've been thinking about the space a bit the last few days, and I think that because it's small, I think it invites contemplation. This is one of the things I love about the space. When you come in from outside into the Arts Center and you come up those steps and you get to the top and there's this landing up here, everyone stops just for a second and looks down. You just stand and you look, and there's this little world down here, a little quiet contemplative space. It's quiet, it's a library, and so I think the space invites contemplation.
The space, for me, I really love that. The space physically, and then also the idea of combining art with art books and a place to study. I think the combination is really smart. It's a great meditative space.
There aren't too many venues where the type of work that's shown here would be accessible. There's an intimacy in this space which I think is charming, but it also lends itself to closer inspection of work. You know, you can contemplate artwork shown here.
When I first moved here, that was really one of the only spaces that I knew of that contemporary artists could show their work. There was contemporary galleries in town, but they kind of had their quiver of their artists, but the art library was always a place that they showed bigger artists from out of the area, but they also gave opportunities for younger or accomplished artists that were doing something with a voice here, and that was what was originally drew me there. You know, you could go there and see stuff that you didn't see anywhere else, and it, as someone new to town looking for that kind of stuff, it was one of the places that you could find it, you know, in this little room upstairs at the Arts Center.
A friend of mine, Chandler, he was having a show, and I feel like I had been up in this space one time prior to that, but I came to his show and really took a look at the space and was like, this is a great space. Durango's a little odd in terms of the arts. Like, it has a lot of artists here, but there's not a lot of places to show. Having some local possibility is really important. My name is Jen Pack, and I'm an artist, and I'm currently showing in the art library.
Friends of the Art Library are a group of women, and they curate the art library and facilitate workshops upstairs at the Durango Arts Center.
Well, they're basically friends of this space, and they promote the work of emerging and mid-career artists and give them the opportunity to have solo exhibitions.
I think there's something to be said about being supported by the matriarchs of a society. That's a true nurturing group of a society. They just come with a different perspective. It's really nice to have that group in a community.
The idea of the organization of these 6 women, they all do different work and they all know different people, to sort of bring them together to then reach out into our community and then nationally and find, you know, artists that they're interested to bring in to show. It brings a diversity of different voices and forms of art into Durango.
As an artist, I'm thrilled about the quality of people that exhibit here in the library. There's local people who only show internationally and nationally, like Jen Pack and Ilse Avix, but it gives us an opportunity to see all these amazing gem artists who just live in our community but show elsewhere in the world.
I brought my class, and every time there's a printmaking show, I try to bring them over here during our class time if possible. So we came to the Andrew Jakonecki exhibit, and it was a Monday, and he just happened to be teaching a workshop the previous weekend, and he was still in town. So he walked by here and saw that there were a bunch of students, you know, young people in here. So he walked in, and it turned into an impromptu artist visit. So he talked to the class and explained his process. It was a really special thing for him to come down and talk to everybody.
I started 5 years ago, and there wasn't really an adult education program except for what FOAL offered, which is workshops and lectures by the artists that came to exhibit here. So they really built an amazing foundation for an adult education program. Besides being amazing artists themselves, they're all wonderful teachers, and they not only bring in workshops, but they also teach them.
My student Rob took the workshop, Rob was really enthusiastic about it because he didn't feel as much pressure in that situation. I mean, I like to think that I give them freedom and everything like that, but he didn't have the pressure of being graded or anything like that, so he had this freedom to kind of work on something down here in Durango, and that was great for him.
I think the aspect of bringing those artists here and asking them to perform workshops, for the community is a tremendous opportunity because, it's getting exposure from outside the walls of the community, and it's very valuable. It's a tremendous gift that I think you add immeasurably to the success of it and the evolution of the community as I know it, having come here.
The willingness to experiment with artists and to experiment with the space and to bring in work that's challenging and interesting and provocative. I know how hard you work at this, and I know how much you do behind the scenes, and we all appreciate it.
There's been a diversity of work that I've seen, from that first Jeff Medine show to Jen Pack's show that's there now. The people that have come and gone in between there that I've seen has been quite different. It's one of my favorite spots in town to look at art.
Think about the things that you've seen in the art library that kind of made you go like that, and you'd never see those in Durango. They do a great job of bringing people from all over the country, and that's really important for us living in our little mountain, seclusion. We get that stuff, we don't have to forsake variety or this new work or this good work, and they bring it here and they do it really well.